Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Week 7 action here in the SFL Minor League as we come to you here live from Lincoln, Nebraska. You thought last week's standings from 2nd place through 7th place was tight with 6 teams separated by 1 game. Now there's 6 teams with the same record at 3-3, and it's anybody's guess as to who's going to end up with the 2 through 4 seeds in the playoffs. And as we get set for this game between 2 of those 6 teams between Albuquerque and Lincoln here this evening, I bring in my esteemed colleague and analyst, Justin Reside. I'm Nate Hall, your play-by-play, Justin Reside, as color analyst. Justin, first of all, welcome to you here tonight. What are you looking forward from these 2 teams here tonight as the playoff race kicks into high gear?
Yeah, as you mentioned, these 2 teams are 3-3. As both teams here, Albuquerque and Lincoln, need to separate themselves from the pack to get going here and get into the playoff race for either 2nd or 3rd spot. As controlerless leads his team after a good win against Madison last week, while Logan Lee and his offense leads his team against this Albuquerque squad as they try to come back from a loss to San Jose, who will go to 3-4, 4-3. And the only one way to find out is on the field.
Ball's on the tee, and the kick is away, and we're underway here in Lincoln. Back to return is Frankie Custard. Up the middle, spin move, and brings it right up to about the 29-30 yard line. And that is where Lincoln will start their first possession as Kenny Slider comes out under center to start this first drive for Lincoln. Under center again, Kenny Slider, number 2. Logan Lee at halfback, number 21. John McCool is the fullback. Michaela Foster, Willie Tabor Jr., and Lottie Liu round out the wide receiver group. Brian Murphy, the tight end, at number 86. And DeBrickashaw Molyneux is your tackle. Handoff on the first play from scrimmage right up the middle to Logan Lee, and he only gets a gain of about 1 on the play.
Yeah, Logan Lee's gained about 1, but that's what you usually see from Lincoln starting off like that. Start off with a run, and then you usually see Lottie Liu go out for a pass on the far side or the near side of the field and a slant play. Let's see if they run that here.
2nd and 9 from the 31 yard line. Split backs in the backfield with 2 wide off to the left. Back to throw is Kenny Slider. Has plenty of room in the pocket. Over to the right-hand side. Breaks a tackle. Has the man. And he's got his man out to Willie Tabor Jr. And he's going to have enough for the first down. Nice completion out there to move those chains.
Yeah, it looked like they put Willie Tabor Jr. there in the slant play instead of Lottie Liu, which I originally thought, but that was a good play there. Maybe they could run that play again this time to Lottie Liu or somebody else here on this shotgun formation.
45, Kenny Slider this time in the gun formation. Split backs on either side of him. Back to throw. Plenty of protection again. And another completion for a 9-yard gain. As that is once again, actually, that's going to be Lottie Liu's first completion of this ball game.
Yeah, Lottie Liu there, perfect job of getting in front of the defender, and I think it looked like he was trying to intercept that ball, but Lottie Liu was right there, grabbed the ball there, and now Lincoln can go to a different play here because the playbook's wide open here in this I formation.
Completely wide open on a 2nd and short play, 2nd and 2 from the 46 on an offset I formation. But they're back to throw. He's going to throw it out in the flats. Wide open out there in the flats is Logan Lee, and that's going to be yet another first down as he had plenty of room, no defenders around him, and he had enough room to get that first down all the way down to Albuquerque's 38-yard line.
Yeah, that was just a simple in the flats toss play that worked perfectly in there. And the Albuquerque needs to probably bring more their safeties and cornerbacks there to defend that play, and because he was wide open there.
Slider out to the flats again to Logan Lee, and he's got plenty of room once again, and he's going to go all the way down to the 18-yard line before he gets tackled. What a play as he gets all the way down inside the red zone already, moving the ball at will against this Albuquerque defense.
Yeah, this Albuquerque defense does not know how to defend that pass because we've seen twice in the same, even though it was different sides, Logan Lee was wide open.
18-yard line. Slider back in the gun. Plenty of... Oh, and that's going to be picked off at about the 8-yard line. And Slider makes his first mistake of the day. He's thrown 5 interceptions on the season. And number 47, Dante Graham, comes away with that interception and it takes the ball away and takes possession away from Lincoln on that mistake that was made by Slider.
Yeah, that mistake was Slider, but there was that ping ball, that football there that landed into the hands of Dante Grimm there, and that's commonly what wide receiver trying to catch it, but there he got out of his hands and went into Grimm's hands, and now it's Albuquerque football.
So we'll see Trellis Blayton under center for Albuquerque. Hands the ball off to the fullback, right up the middle for a gain of about 3 yards on that play to Chuck Steller. And we'll introduce you quickly to Albuquerque Adams offense. Trellis Blayton again at quarterback. Baloo Scott at halfback. Chuck Steller, who was still on the handoff there at fullback. Jonas Adobe, Ed Williams, and TT Crystal round out the wide receiving core. Levy Least at tight end, and Phoebe Collins at the tackle position on the line. Back in the gun is Trellis Blayton from the 14-yard line on the 2nd and 7 play. Plenty of time over to the right-hand side, but nowhere to go is Baloo Scott out there in the flats. He's going to go down for about a 3-yard loss on that play.
Yeah, that was just Centron knowing that was a flats play there for as Baloo Scott was catching it, Centron was there to tackle her, and that's just a pretty well spotted play there by the defensive side by Lincoln.
Back to throw is Trellis Blayton. Deep throw over to the left-hand side. That's going to be complete, and they're going to move the chains for their first time today as he finds TT Crystal for the first time over there on the left-hand side by the sidelines.
Yeah, good decision there by Trellis Blayton. Just throw it while he had pressure in his face and sees TT Crystal there to make the catch on the far side.
Number 30 over there on the coverage, Frankie Lancaster, just unable to get good enough coverage to knock that ball away, and TT Crystal comes away with the first down yardage on that completion. Nice play, getting the first down. Back throws Trellis Blayton, pump fakes over to the right-hand side, bobbled up in the air, and that's going to be incomplete. That is going to be incomplete. Looking for Ed Williams on that throw. Fortunate that it wasn't picked off as that one hung up in the air on the bobble for a couple of times before it hit the turf.
Yeah, it just went boing, boing, boing. Look at Williams couldn't catch it. They had two Lincoln defenders there to get the ball there, try to get the interception, but there was no chance there because that ball just fell on the ground.
Bringing up 2nd and 10 from the 24-yard line. Back in the gun, Trellis Blayton as he finds his receiver number 86. That is TT Crystal as he falls backwards as he catches that ball. However, it's going to be a good 7-yard gain, setting up a 30-inch short coming up here on this next play.
Yeah, good thing there for Albuquerque there. That's just well knowing where the receiver was for Trellis Blayton there and just getting the ball in his hands, perfectly done.
Trellis Blayton goes under center this time with 3 wide. Back to throw is Blanton looking for a deep man over the middle, but that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And that is going to be number 32, Rick Evans, with the pass deflection. Got his hands in there and knocked that one away and made sure that wasn't completed, setting up a 4th down. And Albuquerque doesn't get any points off that turnover, and they're going to have to punt this one away.
Yeah, that was just Lincoln there, all the safeties trying to get the ball. Evans got his hands on it first, and then it just bounced around like a ping pong ball. And then down to the turf.
Frankie Custer back to return this punt from about the 33-yard line and nowhere to go. Maybe only a 2-yard return on that return on the punt, and that is where Lincoln's going to start their next possession. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. As Kenny Slider comes out looking to forget about the interception he threw on the last possession, hands the ball off this time to Logan Lee, but nowhere to go as number 54, Talloway for the Adams. That is backup defensive end Moses Talloway knocks him down for a 3-yard loss on that play in the backfield.
Yeah, that was just Albuquerque knowing where the running was, and they brought the whole house there on that play.
Setting up in the gun is Slider on the 2nd and 13. Back throw over the middle, and nowhere to go. All covered as Talloway dropped back into coverage, I think. on that play, but nowhere to go. Looking for Brian Murphy over the middle, just 2 covered on that play. Bring up a 3rd and long already on this possession.
Yeah, it looked like I kind of saw there. You could have thrown it to Lottie Lou there instead of Murphy because he was wide open there on that play.
Looks like it's the same formation that came out on the 2nd down play on this 3rd and 13 from the 33-yard line. Back to throw is Kenny Slider. Plenty of time once again over the middle. This time he finds his man all the way out to the 48-yard line. That's going to be a great first down as he finds number 88, McCalla Foster, over the middle on a nice slant pattern for a nice first down and move the chains.
Yeah, that's what Lincoln wants. Slant patterns to find wide open receivers like that right there. And so now the Lincoln can try to go whatever play they need to here on first down.
Almost to midfield, 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Looks like Lincoln might have found something with this shotgun formation at 3 wide. Back to throw once again is Slider out there in the flats. Wide open in the flats again. This time out to the fullback, Sean McCool, and McCool get a cool 7-yard gain before he's tackled, setting up a 2nd and 3 from the 45 as they enter into Albuquerque's territory.
Yeah, nice call there to do a throw to the fullback there instead of trying to force it to a covered wide receiver there.
2nd and 3 now. This time, Slider under center. Hands the ball off to Lee. Lee, bottled up, nowhere to go. Down he goes, no gain. Absolutely nowhere to go. Number 98 was there for the Adams. Looks like that is going to be the Anthony Story, back up defensive end there on the lead tackle for no gain, setting up a 3rd and 3. And this time they're going to hurry up to the line. 3rd and 3 from the 45-yard line. Back to throw is Slider. Over the middle, and that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Number 21 had a beat on that ball, Cody Holland, to knock that one away, setting up 4th down.
Yeah, I kind of don't understand why Slider threw that ball into that tight of coverage. It's like you had Hilton there trying to get the ball there, and you just have to find a better wide receiver open than what he had before. So
a little over 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Lincoln gets set to punt this one away. Frank Gussie back to punt it. Ed Williams to receive. Standing at about his own 10-yard line, calling for a fair catch, and is made at about the 11. And that is where Albuquerque will start their 2nd possession of this ball game. The SFL convention is coming to the Las Vegas Strip, July 10th through the 12th. HyperX Esports Arena at the Luxor will host the season kickoff, featuring all 28 teams in action. Live commentary throughout the day, every game on the big screens, and your chance to be introduced to the world as a football star. Room rates are just $80 per night stay. Visit simulationfl.net/convention for more information and to reserve your room, as that is a good completion for an 8-yard gain out there to Levy Lease over the middle.
Yeah, over the middle there, tight ends look like a tight end slant there for Levy Lease to get the ball there, and now Albuquerque can figure out another play because the playbook's wide open on a 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2 for Trellis Blayton and company from the 20-yard line. We'll call it the 19.5. Offset eye behind him. This time he hands the ball off to Blue Scott. Blue Scott, plenty of room, right up the right side. It's going to be a full race right up the right side and by the sidelines all the way down to the 43-yard line of Lincoln. He had blockers all the way over there. And luckily for Lincoln, number 30 was over there, Frankie Lynn Custer, to knock him down, or else he could have been still running to the house.
Yeah, she could have been still running, but that's perfect blocking there by Albuquerque to send Baloo Scott free, and then she got a lot of yardage there, and just Frankie Lee Custer there was just there to stop her.
We're going to officially call that a gain of about 38 yards for Baloo Scott as they come out with a heavy package on 1st down from Lincoln's 43-yard line. Back to throw is Trellis Blayton, wide open over the middle, down to the 26-yard line. And don't look now, but they've got the ball, does the Adams, all the way down to Lincoln's 26 as they find tight end. Believe that is backup tight end Kyle Ferdinand, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was just another great decision there. This time by Albuquerque to use a fullback throw instead of running out of that heavy set I formation.
3 wide with an I formation behind Trellis Blanton. Gets nailed as he throws that one away. And maybe was trying to force the throw a little bit too much as Frankie Custard and number 48, Skippy Curtis, was back there in coverage. And they're going to give the pass deflection to Frankie Custard on that play to set up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that's Bland just mistakenly thrown in a double coverage there. And you don't, as a quarterback, you don't have to throw it into double coverage. You find the wide open receiver that is not in a two wide, in two-man coverage.
Offset I behind Blanton. Two wide receivers to the left, back to throws Blanton. And that's going to be completed down to the 16-yard line. I thought he had the first down, but they're going to call it 3rd and inches as he gets the completion out to Honus Adobe to set up a 3rd and inches from the 16-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like he was brought down before he even crossed the first down line. So Honus Adobe, good 9.5-yard gain there. It's just now they got to get the inches here.
Heavy formation set up behind Blanton on this 3rd and inches play from the 16. Right at the middle, good blocking, and gets a good 2 yards. We'll call it 1.5 yards for halfback Baloo Scott. She carries the ball to get that first down, and they're set up with good field position to get a score here from the 15-yard line on 1st and 10.
Yeah, you got that first down, perfectly on that inches call, and that was the right call to do a running play there.
Blue Scott handoff on the right-hand side this time. Nowhere to go, however, as number 91 comes in for Lincoln, and that's going to be Zeus Howard to knock her down and tackle her right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, that was just Zeus Howard there sniffing out the play, finding where Blue Scott was, and didn't let her get across that line of scrimmage there, so no gain.
2nd and 10 from the 15 for Albuquerque, looking to score. Back to throws Blanton. Plenty of room. Now starting to run out of room, but finds Beluska out in the flats. However, nowhere to go once again as she gets swarmed right at the line of scrimmage and gets tackled right at the 15-yard line, setting up a 3rd and 10 on this next play.
Yeah, this time it was Centron sniffing out where the pass was going and finding Blue Scott at the line of scrimmage, and again another no gain. Now Albuquerque has to possibly throw it here,
and they will throw. Blanton back to throw, plenty of time over the middle, deep throw, and looking, and that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And that is Rick Evans once again on the pass deflection. He had one on the first drive. He has another one here on this play, and that is going to bring up a 4th down and a field goal attempt for Jordan Shaw. I'm sorry, that's going to be Mickey Melillo. Coming out for his first field goal attempt of this ball game.
Yeah, that was just Bland throwing into a sea of humanity there, and Evans just trying to get an interception here, but he just couldn't. Now we have a Melillo field goal.
Mickey, you're so fine. Let's see if you can get so fine to knock this one through the uprights. And he gets this one up, and it is good. And Mickey Melillo gets the first points of the ball game for Albuquerque, and they take the lead late in the first quarter, 3-0.
Yeah, better late than never to get the lead here, and that's a win. Even though that's a win for Lincoln's defense, the offense there was clicking there. It just got stopped right there, and Melillo kicked a field goal, and now Lincoln has a chance to take the lead here.
We'll have to see how Lincoln can respond to that last scoring drive by Albuquerque as the ball is on the tee and the kick is away. Frankie Custer returning from about the 7, returns it right up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet, breaks a couple more tackles all the way up to about the 45-yard line. I thought he might have had enough speed to break that one out to the left, but enough coverage there by Albuquerque to bring him down. But nonetheless, great return for Frankie Custer to set up his offense with absolutely superb field position for this next possession.
Yeah, I thought Frankie Custer there was going to do a Gabriel Manning there and return all the way to the end zone there, but nice recovery there by Albuquerque to bring in a coverage team there and stop Frankie Custer there at the 45.
With 7 seconds left in the first quarter, Slider comes out to run maybe one, maybe two more plays to close it out here in this one, in this quarter. Slider back to throw, looking for someone over the middle. Has his receiver, and that is going to end out the quarter, but that's going to be a first down as we close it out, bringing a 3-0 lead into the second quarter. You're watching the SFL Minor Leagues here on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. As we welcome you back here from Lincoln, Nebraska. Albuquerque Adams with a 3-0 lead, but Frankie Lynn Custard on top of a great completion by Kenny Slider, setting them up at the 36-yard line, looking for another completion, this time to Lottie Lou. However, falls incomplete, bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that was just coverage there, a lot of coverage there by the Adams there, and just preventing Lottie Lou from getting a pass there. And just this Albuquerque defense has been doing well, but just Lincoln's been doing better on the offensive side of the ball, and when Lincoln has the ball.
2nd and 10 from Albuquerque's 36-yard line. Offset eye. Slider back to throw. Out to the flats to Logan Lee. Nothing there. Great pursuit angle by the Adams defense, and Logan Lee gets dropped for a loss of a yard, setting up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, they were copying the Albuquerque Adams when Blanton was throwing it to Blue Scott there, and just Logan Lee there just can't find any room. He loses a yard.
3rd and 11 for Lincoln. Back to throw, but he runs out of time. He's going to get sacked all the way back to the 44-yard line. As that is Moses Toway with a sack. And it's going to bring up 4th down, and Lincoln's going to have to punt. What a big hit by Toway.
Toway just gets off his blocker there, and he gets to Kenny Slider there, and now Lincoln has to punt this ball away.
Frank Gussie back to punt. Once again to return is Ed Williams. About to see if the punter can pin this one deep, but that one's almost blocked, but he does get it away. Good punt. Bounces at about the 10. And dives. Oh, just couldn't get it to stop before it crossed the goal line. So that's going to come out to the 20-yard line. And that is where Albuquerque will start their next possession. The SFL has partnered with Rare Drop and Rare Drop Sports and will be showcasing the SFL at the Gaming Community Expo, a Rare Drop production, this weekend at Rosen Shingle Creek Resort in Orlando. Watch GCX on Twitch all week, and this weekend at twitch.tv/GCX event, as the event sims to raise $2 million for St. Jude's. Over 1 million raised already. Way to go, Rear Drop and GCX. As that play goes nowhere, and Kanan gets in there for a stop of a loss of 1 yard.
Yeah, that's just Sobo Kanan there, just getting to where he needs to be, and just dropping Blue Scott there for a 1 yard loss.
This one gets handed off once again to Blue Scott, and once again nowhere to go. And guess who's in there once again? Dave O'Cannon, 2 plays in a row, getting in there, making his presence felt. 2 plays in a row, setting up a 3rd and 11.
Yeah, 2 times to Sabo Cannon. They're just stopping Blue Scott, and that's just a war that, you know, if Blue Scott can't get Cannon's gonna win every time.
3rd and 11 from the 19-yard line. Back to throw. Charles Bland running out of time, and he's gonna get sacked. We've seen sacks on both sides now on consecutive drives. This time it's number 56 for Lincoln. That is going to be Demetrius Farmer. He had a sack and a half coming into this game. He's got another sack to his credit. Maybe give another half sack to Kratos Maximus as well. So we'll give each of them a half a sack, giving 2 sacks to Demetrius Farmer and 5 full sacks to Kratos Maximus for their minor league careers, as Albuquerque comes out to punt this one away. Ralph Bennington gets this one away. Frankie Custer to return it and brings it up to the 49-yard line, and Lincoln will start their possession right there at the 49-yard line. What did you think about that last play by Lincoln to get the sack there?
Yeah, that was just amazing defense there by Lincoln, getting both Farmer and Maximus there to get off their blocks and sack Trellis Blanton.
Slider coming out to try to lead another drive. They have yet to score in this game, but looking to change that on this drive coming up. Passing the ball out to the flats. Getting the ball out to Logan Lee, and gets a gain of 3 yards before he's tackled back there by the sidelines. And getting into Albuquerque territory, setting up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, that was just Albuquerque not remembering what they'd done on the last drive when Lincoln had the ball. They pushed back both Logan Lee and Kenny Slider in a sack, and now they just, two steps forward, 1 step back, pretty much.
Slider back to throw. Plenty of time. Now running out of time. He's going to get sacked once again. He's going to go down for a loss of about 5 this time. And this time it's number 98. Once again for Albuquerque. That is Anthony Story. I believe that's his 2nd sack of this ball game.
Yeah, the offensive line for Lincoln's got to make sure that Story there is handled there. He's going to be sacking Kenny Slider all day long.
3rd and 12 now for Lincoln. Back to throw. Slider looking over the middle, but can't find his receiver. On the coverage for Albuquerque was Liam Ryan, and that falls incomplete, setting up a 4th down. And once again, Lincoln's going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, that's just Albuquerque on man-to-man coverage there, and Liam Ryan just blocking the ball down like he's supposed to in a man-to-man coverage.
Lincoln just hasn't been able to get anything going offensively to get in the scoring position, as Frank Gusty gets this punt away, returned by Ed Williams, and gets brought up to about the 20-yard line. And as we step back here for a second, we haven't really mentioned the defensive starters for both of these teams yet. Let's take a moment to do so for this Lincoln squad as they come back out here. Demetrius Farmer, Kratos Maximus, and Michael Rury along the defensive front for Lincoln. Matthias Citrion, Sabo Cannon are your starting linebackers. Frankie Lynn Custard, Skippy Curtis are your cornerbacks. Rick Evans, Luke Swift, and Frankie Custard are your safeties. Gain of 3 on the play on the first play for Albuquerque. Back to throw is Trellis Blanton. Scrambles a little bit, throws over the right-hand side, and that's going to be completed. And Albuquerque might have found something. They want to go with the hurry up here. 1st and 10 from the 33. Hurrying up to the line is Albuquerque. Under the center is Trellis Blanton. Hands the ball off this time to Baloo Scott, but goes nowhere for a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11 from the 32-yard line. Trellis Blanton under center with I formation behind him. Hands the ball at the time to the fullback. The fullback, Chuck Steller, gets a gain of about 5. They're going to slow it down now as they want to get reset maybe a little bit and try to come up with a good 3rd down play.
Yeah, they were just in the hurry up in that I formation. They wanted to get out of it, and now they can on this 3rd down.
3rd and 10 for Trellis Blanton and company from the 36-yard line. Offset I 3 wide. Back to throws Trellis Blanton. Gets hit as he throws that one. Diving attempt by both the receiver and the defensive back, but neither can come up with it, and that's going to fall incomplete, bring up 4th down. But absolutely brutal hit in the backfield. You have to make sure Trellis Blanton's okay after that one, but he's a tough dude. He'll be back, I'm sure, on the next possession. Bringing up a punt, though, for Albuquerque.
Yeah, I was surprised I didn't see a roughing the passer call there from R62.
Punt is away from Albuquerque's Ralph Bennington. Frankie Custer on the return brings it up to the 26-yard line, and we did the same with Lincoln on the previous defensive possession. Let's do the same now with Albuquerque defensive starters. The only starting contracted defensive member they have on their squad is Neil Rivers. The linebacker is Jason Peace. Cornerbacks are Liam Ryan and Don Fletcher. The free safeties are Cody Holland and Jack Snook, and the strong safeties are Jukin Rukin Jr. and Dante Grimm. Back to throw is Kenny Slider, and that gets batted away by number 56, Rasmus, and falls incomplete, bringing up second down.
Yeah, that was just perfect defending there. Every linebacker was there in the passing lanes, and Rasmus was the one to knock that down. And I think Kenny Slider needs to get that issue solved, and because he can't own the coverage like that.
First time we've seen this out of Lincoln. By Kenny Slider by himself back in the gun with 3 wide and bunch formation at the line. They're running out of time, however, and he's going to go down for yet another sack. And if that is Story again, he is having himself a game. Let's see. Yes, it is. Anthony Story making Kenny Slider's life an absolute nightmare right now. His story is going to be able to write a story about his ventures in the backfield after this one's over, as that is his 3rd sack of this ball game.
Yeah, 3 times the Lincoln offensive line lets Story go, and Story gets a 3rd sack of the day. And that offensive line needs to be more secure there once Kenny Slider's in the pocket.
Slider back to throw over the middle. That's going to be picked off right up the middle, and he took this one all the way. 5, touchdown! Albuquerque goes for 6 on the pick 6, and they take a 2-score lead as Slider makes his 2nd mistake, and that's going to be number 47, Dante Grimm, with a pick 6 to take a 9-0 lead. Dante Grimm back there playing center field, gets the pick and takes it to the house.
Yep, Grimm reading Slider's eyes, and he just grabs it and takes it for 6.
What Lincoln couldn't have happened has happened, and Albuquerque has taken this game by the grips, and the Albuquerque Adams has taken a 2-score lead now. Lincoln not out of it yet, though. They just need to get something going offensively, as the kicker for Albuquerque, Mickey Malilo, comes on for the extra point and goes through the uprights and good, and it's 10-0 now with just over 5 minutes left in this first half.
Yeah, that was just Kenny Slider again, same mistake twice, because you see Dante Grimm had both interceptions. This one obviously went for a pick 6.
Back-to-back weeks, as stated by Jason Peace in chat, with a pick 6 for Dante Grimm. Congrats to him on that accomplishment, as this return for Frankie Custer goes up to the 28-yard line, and that's where Lincoln is going to start their possession, and Slider is going to try to forget about that last mistake and try to put together a drive and get this Lincoln squad back up and going again.
Yeah, because 2 mistakes by Slider, 1 interception. Dante Grimm has both of them today, and one was a pick 6, and that just Kenny Slider does not need to do something like that.
And off this time to Logan Lee. Logan Lee's got room right up the right side, following blockers all the way up to a huge gain. Let's see that run again. What a gain all the way up. 40, 50, all the way down to the Albuquerque 43, maybe, let's say the 38-yard line. What a run, though.
Yeah, run there, and just Albuquerque not defending that half the field well. That's a backbreaker for Albuquerque's defense there, letting Logan Lee run all that way to the 38.
The ball off again to Logan Lee, right up the middle once again, but this time he gets a 3-yard gain. But I like what Lincoln's doing here on these first couple of plays of this drive. You see your quarterbacks out there struggling. Maybe you hand the ball off to Logan Lee. You know Logan Lee's got it in him. He's got 8 touchdowns this season and 658 yards, which is 2nd in the minor leagues in yardage. Hand the ball off to him. You saw why he's 2nd in yardage. He broke off that first run on this drive. A huge one there all the way up to the 38. Just hand the ball to him and let him do the work. As he gets the handoff here, but it's lots of 3 yards on the play, setting up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, gain 3, go back 3, and just that's Liam Ryan there on a designed safety blitz there to get to Logan Lee there, and that's just perfect. Good call by Lincoln. Just bad. Just Logan Lee didn't have any room to go.
Back in the gun is Kenny Slider on this 3rd and 10 play from the 38-yard line. Quick throw over the middle, one-handed catch to, I believe that may be the tight end. Let's see, number 88, TT Crit. I'm sorry. Number 88, Michaela Foster. Excuse me. Number 88, Michaela Foster on the catch. However, it's not going to be enough for the first down.
Yeah, Foster had a had a little more chance to go over the first down line. They would have had it, but this field goal is pretty long here.
Yeah, and I'm not sure they might not have the leg to get this one through, but we'll see. From about 48 yards out, the snap was a bit bobbled. The kick is up, and it is no good. He had the leg, but it goes wide left as Jordan Shaw just misses that one, and the score stays 10-0.
Maybe that bobble by the holder there maybe messed up Shaw's kicking there, but he had the leg for it. It just went the wrong way, and now it's a turnover on downs.
And now Albuquerque comes out on offense trying to capitalize off that missed field goal. Bunch formation behind Trellis Blanton. Hands the ball off to Baloo Scott. Baloo Scott up the middle trying to follow blockers, but only gets a gain of about 2 on the play to set up a 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Baloo trying to follow her blockers there. Her blockers were kind of there, and then she just got only 2 yards out of that play. And now you got to figure out a play what to do here in this 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8 from the 40. Back to throw is Trellis Blanton, wide open over to the right-hand side. That's going to be enough for about a gain of 7 there, as he gets that one out to Levy Lease. Gets a gain of 7, setting up a 3rd and 1 at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, that was just a design play there to get to Levy Lease, and now the playbook pretty much is run only because you're in a 31 situation.
Looking maybe to hand the ball off here to Blue Scott on this 3rd and short. Nope, they're going to try to pass it. Back to throws Trellis Blanton, and turns out to be a good decision as that is completed right over the middle to number 88, TT Crystal, and that's going to be a 1st down at the 45-yard line. And that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning, and Albuquerque is driving here late in the first half with the score 10-0. You're watching the SFL Minor League here on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Nate Hall, your play-by-play, along with Justin Reside as analyst. From Lincoln, Nebraska, 1st and 10 for Albuquerque. Gets the completion, does Blanton over to the left-hand side. Another completion is made all the way down the 29-yard line. That is going to be to number 48 for Albuquerque, and that is going to be Rand Collin with the reception.
Yeah, 2nd time they throw it to the tight end, and Lincoln just not being able to defend, find where the tight end is. Levy Lease catches one, now the backup tight end catches one. It's just Lincoln can't defend these tight ends right now.
This time goes back into gun, 4 wide for Trellis and company. From the 29-yard line, back throws Bland over the middle, tipped up in the air. That's going to be bobbled and tipped and intercepted. What a pick that is going to be. I believe that was Skippy Curtis on the pick, and it was.
Yeah, tip drill here. Just one person tips it. Skippy Curtis there. Grab the interception. Now Lincoln has a chance to get on the board here.
She came into this game with 1 interception on her minor league career. Has her 2nd. Congrats to her as she was able to follow that tip drill and get her 2nd pick of the season. Setting her offense up with the possession with 1:25 left in the first half on the 21-yard line. Back to throw. And that's going to be given right back to Albuquerque's defense as Slider throws his 3rd interception of the game. Jack Snook this time comes away with the interception to give the ball right back to Albuquerque's offense.
Yeah, and that was just double coverage there by Albuquerque on, looked like Travis Jr. there, and Nuke's just there to grab it, and now Albuquerque has the ball.
We'll see what Albuquerque has up their sleeve now from the 45-yard line. 1:20 left in the first half. Offset eye behind Blanton, 2 off to the left at wide receiver. Back throw to Blanton. Off to the left, right over the middle, actually. has the receiver, and they're going to call timeout as that completion was made down the 22-yard line for a first down.
Yeah, that was just perfect timing there by Bland to see Tiki Crystal up the middle. Right there, no rattlesnake defender there to be in his way there, and he got the first down, and they just, trying to find another play here, taking a timeout, just find another play in the playbook, see what they can do here.
Both these teams trying to get a win to help their playoff chances in the postseason. Albuquerque Blanton back to throw out to the flats. And that is going to be a 2nd and inches play coming up as that is completed out to Baloo Scott for a gain of, we'll call it 9.5, maybe 9 3/4 on the play, setting up a 2nd and inches on the 12-yard line.
Yeah, nice job there by Blanton to use the slants play there and find Baloo Scott, and she gets 9.5, 9 1/4 yards there to make it 2nd and inches.
Hands the ball off this time to Baloo Scott on the run. And they're going to go hurry up here as they get the first down from the 10. It's on this side of the 10, so they can't get a first down at the half-yard line. Back throws Travis Blanton out there in the flats, completed to Baloo Scott, I believe, once again, and they're going to call timeout.
Yeah.
And a good call of the timeout as it's completed down to the 6.
Yeah, good call there to get the timeout because you were going to, because it's not a good idea to do a hurry-up heavy I formation there and just, get the pass to Baloo Scott there and then take the timeout.
Albuquerque trying to get the score before halftime. Lincoln trying to get the stop. 6-yard line, we'll call it 6.5. Travis Blanton by himself in the gun. Empty backfield. Back to throw. And that is going to be knocked out of the hands of Rand Collin. Good coverage by Lincoln's defense, and that's going to fall incomplete. And that was good coverage. I believe that was Sabo Cannon back there at linebacker on the coverage to make that one drop to the ground.
Yeah, good job there by Sabo Cannon. Just as he was trying to get the ball into his hands there, he just knocks him down. Good job there by Solo.
Setting up an all-important 3rd and 6 for this Albuquerque offense. 27 seconds left in this second quarter. Straight I formation behind Blanton with 3 wide. Wide open to the right-hand side. Tiptoes before he steps out of bounds, and that's going to be a touchdown. Albuquerque Adams, Ed Williams, you're the man. 6 points.
Yeah, ahead of Williams there, just doing a toe drag swag there as he catches the ball. Look at that. Just catches the ball and then it just leans into it. One toe drag swag, and then that's a touchdown. And now Albuquerque is up by 17 points.
Travis Blanton with his first touchdown pass of the day goes to Ed Williams for 6 yards for 6 points. And Albuquerque finds themselves up by 3 scores as Mickey Melillo comes on for the extra point. That spot kicks up and it splits the uprights. Automatic for this kid. Melillo gets the extra point and it's good. 17-0 Albuquerque.
Yeah, it's just been a turnover bug for Kenny Slider here, and Albuquerque has taken every advantage. One friend for a pick 6, and now 6 points off a turnover for Albuquerque.
With the ball on the tee, Melillo gets this kick away. Frankie Custard to return it from about the 6-yard line, right out the middle. We saw him have a good return earlier, but this time he gets tackled right around the 28-yard line. And with about 20 seconds, they'll have one more shot to run a couple plays before the half. Just because it's the SFL offseason doesn't mean content creators aren't still pumping out great content around this league. Catch SFL Nights with AJ Stryker, Say It With Your Chest, Nema, and of course the show all about the minors, fights, and insights. To check out archived versions of community shows, visit Simulationfl.net and click the logo of your favorite form of SFL entertainment on our homepage. As that one goes all the way out to the 50-yard line, and now Lincoln trying to get the hurry up going to get one more play off. Maybe try to spike this one and get one more play. No, they're not going to spike it. Sidearm throw. That's going to be completed, and they get out of bounds with 1 second left. What a great run of a couple plays for Lincoln to set up with a nice position to get one more play out to get a touchdown, possibly.
Yeah, great job there by Lincoln to use the hurry up offense and make sure they get out of bounds without leaving 1 second on the clock and one more shot to go to the end zone.
As expected, Lincoln will come out in the Hail Mary formation, slider back to throw. But he's not going to be able to get this one off. He's going to get sacked in the backfield as number 41, Jack Snook, comes in on the sack to close out this half.
Yeah, Jack Snook there again. Safety, design safety blitz. This time it gets the Kenny Slider. And that's the way the half ends.
Indeed, this half will end with the score. Albuquerque Adams 17, Lincoln 0. And as we take a look at these halftime highlights here, Justin, with these stats as well, what's been the story? What stands out to you? What do you see out of this ballgame so far?
Yeah, it started off as a defensive struggle between these two squads, but then Albuquerque just clicked on all cylinders. Everything was done right. They kicked the field goal to start the second half, or the second quarter, and then a pick six by Grimm, and then that Ed Williams touchdown just put 14 unanswered points on the board for Albuquerque, and Lincoln had just not scored yet. Kenny Slider has been really struggling, getting sacked and not getting many passes off in this game, and Logan Lee has gotten good runs, but the score, it tells on the scoreboard they have not scored at all yet.
And I had a chance, I didn't mention this earlier in the first half, but I had a chance to sit down with both coaches before this game, and the head coach, Josh Williams, told me that their key to victory for Albuquerque, one of their keys of victory, was to win the turnover battle, and they're certainly doing that, as Kenny Slider for Lincoln has thrown, I believe it's 3 interceptions so far in this first half, one of those being returned for a touchdown. So definitely one of those keys to victory being one, and another one of those keys of victory, limit big pass plays by Lincoln. I don't think there's been anything deep downfield except for those last couple of plays in the first half. You agree with that statement?
Yeah, I agree with that statement, definitely, because that's the trend of this game has been so far for this one here in Lincoln. It's just Lincoln has been trying to throw it deep, but you have Jack Snook's 1 interception, Grimm's 2 interceptions, 1 for the pick six. And also, when Albuquerque scored those 14 unanswered points, they're in the driver's seat right now in this game, trying to go to 4-3.
So as we take a look at a couple more of these last highlights through this first half, we'll have to see what kind of adjustments Lincoln makes after the half as they come out in the second half to try to close the gap that they find themselves in as they find themselves trailing to start the third quarter 17-0. Once again, as we start this third quarter, I'm Nate Hall, your play-by-play, along with Justin Reside as color analyst. The ball's on the tee. Albuquerque will receive to start this second half, and Lincoln will be on defense first as they're going to look to try to get this stop to get the ball to their offense to try to close this gap to try to come back in this one.
Yeah.
Kick is away. And the return by Ed Williams starts at about the goal line, and he's going to get tackled at about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, this is now Lincoln's chance to answer those 14 unanswered points off turnovers here in this drive.
So Trellis Bland, who had a really good first half, is going to try to come out and lead his team on to another great half and lead his team on to victory. Starting off this drive with 3 wide, offset eye, hands the ball off to Blue Scott. Blue Scott has a running lane off to the left-hand side, following blockers, gets a good gain of 8 yards before she's tackled.
Yeah, that was just Lincoln getting killed on the left side there, blocking all over the place. Blue Scott gets herself 8 yards And now the playbook is definitely wide open here on the 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2 from the 31-yard line. Heavy formation set behind Trellis Blanton from the 31-yard line. Barking out instructions is Blanton. Hands the ball off to Blue Scott right up the middle, trying to find room, but not going to gain much. Maybe only a 1-yard gain, as it's going to set up a 3rd and 1. As you see, Blue Scott averaging about 5.1, just over 5 yards a carry. Not a bad day for her on the ground.
Yeah, not a bad day for her on the ground. It's just it's just Lincoln's knowing where she's going sometimes and gets her back a yard or two, and now it's on this 3rd and 1. Let's see what happens.
3rd and 1, handoff to Blue Scott once again, and she's going to get stopped. Loss of actually, they're going to say she got back to the line of scrimmage. It looked like she might have lost a couple on the play, but number 91 for Lincoln, that is Zeus Howard on the stop to set up a 4th down, and a good stop by Lincoln to force a punt here by Albuquerque.
Yeah, good stop here by Lincoln. Now they can, once they get the ball back, let's see if Kenny Slider can see if they can stop this 14-point unanswered streak.
Back to punt is Ralph Bennington to return Frankie Custard. To what kind of return he can get off this time. He brings it right up the middle to about the 36-yard line. And we'll see Kenny Slider and company start from right there. Esports TV has partnered with the SFL to bring sim football to millions of homes over the next 2 years. ESTV is the world's first 24/7 live, linear, and video-on-demand esports channel available everywhere. Through your smart TV, on your phone, through Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and more. Visit estv.co to learn more about its programming and to find all the ways you can catch the SFL action on the network. As that handoff to Logan Lee goes for a gain of 6, setting up a 2nd and manageable from the 42-yard line.
Yeah, my 2 favorite words when it's 4th and 2, open playbook here right now, because Kenny Slider get those yards that they need to make this manageable 4th and 2, and now they have a chance to change up the play and go wide open here.
2nd and 4 from the 42-yard line. Kenny Slider under center. Hands the ball off to Logan Lee, but nowhere to go. Going to lose about 2 yards. Gets swarmed by the front of Albuquerque. Number 47 was in there for the tackle, Dante Grimm. Wreaking havoc is Grimm on this Lincoln offense.
Yeah, that was just poor decision there by Lincoln. Going for a run play when they might have gone pass on that one, but, to each their own.
3rd and 6 from the 40-yard line. Hands the ball off once again, and that for Logan Lee is not, maybe only gains a yard, but nowhere near the 1st down marker, and that's going to be a quick 3 and out. Very disappointing drive to start the 2nd half for Lincoln.
Yeah, that was just 3 running plays, and the last 2 were head scratchers to me, because you usually run a passing play on 2nd or 3rd down, and you don't run 3 straight running plays usually.
Back to punt for Lincoln is Frank Gussie. Ed Williams to return. Gets it away cleanly. Ed Williams to return it from about 20-yard line and returns it to about the 23, and that's where Albuquerque will start this next possession.
Yeah, Albuquerque has gotten the ball, and they have 17 points in total, 1 field goal, and then 14 points unanswered off of 1 pick 6, and then the Ed Williams touchdown, and now they have a chance to extend this lead.
Heavy formation set up behind Blanton on this 1st and 10 play from the 23-yard line. Back to pass, over the middle, wide open, gonna be completed for about a 9-yard gain. That's gonna be to the tight end, Rand Collin, as Citrion comes in for the tackle.
Yeah, Citrion there to stop Collin, but that was just a designed halfback pass play there to get at least 9 yards out of it, and now they have a 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1 is I formation for Blanton. Hands the ball off to Blue Scott. Nice jump move over one of the would-be tacklers, but not enough to get the 1st down, as they're going to call it 3rd and inches from the 33.
Yeah, maybe you run another Maximus there on the tackle, but now you have to second chance of a running play by Blue Scott to get the 1st down here. And that's what good decision play calling here on short yardage plays.
3rd and inches from the 33-yard line. Back to run once again is Baloo Scott. This time follows her blockers over to the left-hand side and picks up a gain of 2 on the play to pick up a first down.
Yeah, picks up the first down there, getting the blockers that she needs to get that first down. Now Albuquerque is moving down the field, and they're calling the right plays here.
1st and 10 from the 35. Blanton hand the ball off again to Baloo Scott. Baloo Scott tries to go to the right-hand side, but maybe gets a gain of 3 before she's tackled as number 94 for Lincoln comes in on that one to make the tackle. That's Citrion once again.
Yeah, she was just carrying Citrion 3 yards before she got tackled there, and that just hard-nosed football running there by Baloo Scott.
Baloo Scott getting a workload now on this drive as she gets the handoff once again, this time getting a huge loss on that play. Big number 75 coming in, Michael Rory, all 6'1", 290 of them coming in to make that tackle for loss.
Yeah, that was just Rory there, just getting off his horse right there at the line and then just tackling Baloo Scott for a loss.
3rd and 10 from the 35-yard line. Back in the gun is Charles Blanton. Back to throw. Has plenty of time. Now running out of time. Goes down. Gets tackled. Gets sacked. And that's going to be a big stop for Lincoln as he goes nowhere and goes for a sack of 8 yards. As once again, that is Michael Rory. Rory had 2 sacks coming into the day. That's his 3rd one of the season as Charles Blanton goes down, bring up 4th down.
Yeah, that was just simple pocket collapsing on Charles Blanton. He couldn't throw it in time, and then he gets sacked by Rory.
Back to punt once again is Ralph Bennington. Frankie Custer setting up at about the 40 to return. Try to bring it up the right-hand side and gets to about the 46 before he's tackled. And that is where the Lincoln Rattlesnakes will start their next possession on offense. The SFL's minor league, SFLm, is how you, the viewers, can get involved in the action. Create a player today and get on the field to begin your professional football journey through our website at simulationfl.net. Time is now to get your player into the SFL rookie draft. Selections will be made in just 2 weeks. The SFL, where the viewers are the superstars. As this ball is handed off to Logan Lee, and Logan Lee has been bottled up all day long for the most part as he goes down for a 2-yard loss as that tackle for loss was made by number 97 for Albuquerque. That is Tim House on the TFL.
Yeah, House there and a whole bunch of guys collapsed on Logan Lee there, and he just didn't have running room.
Slider back in the gun for Lincoln. Plenty of time to throw over the middle, but that's going to be batted up in the air and incomplete. And Dante Grimm is having one of those games where nothing can go wrong for this kid as he dropped back into coverage, tipped it up in the air, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, he tips in the air. He tries to intercept the ball, but he couldn't do that this time. And that's just one of Kenny Slider's many mistakes there, throwing it to guys where no Lincoln Live receiver was.
Once again, back into gun is Slider on this 3rd and 12 play from the 44-yard line. Back to throw. Plenty of time. Over the middle. And bats it up in the air, and that's going to fall to the turf and incomplete. I believe he got hit right when he tried to catch it by number 51 for Albuquerque. That is Jason Peace, dropped back into coverage on the hit and made that ball jump in the air and fall incomplete.
Yeah, that's just simple timing there by Peace just to whack the whoa, and we got a flag on the play.
Christine, we don't normally see flags on punts, but Albuquerque getting a little dancy along the line as they jumped across the neutral zone. Carlton, number 75, got a little feet happy along the defensive front before the ball was snapped. No harm, no foul. It didn't end up being a first down anyways, so they'll just line up again, and Lincoln will have to try to get this punt away a second time.
Yes, second shot at it, and that's just you're expecting a block at, but he just got a little too antsy there.
Ed Williams awaiting this punt at his 10-yard line. Going to try to return this one, and probably should have let this one go, as he only gets to about the 15 before he's tackled, and that is where Albuquerque will start this next drive. At halftime, we talked a little bit about what Josh Williams had told us about what their keys to victory were for the Adams. I also got a chance to talk to Mike All, head coach for, as we take a look at this 1st and 10 play from the 15-yard line, handoff to Baloo Scott off the left-hand side for a gain of 6 yards on the play. Mike All about what he thought their keys of victory were to try to win this game against the Adams. And he said that he thought they had to be fluid on defense. They had to stop the run for the Adams. And he also thought that killing the pass play was going to be their biggest key to victory. But so far, just not working out for them as he would have hoped, as they find themselves down 17 as another handoff goes to Baloo Scott for a gain of 4. Setting up a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, that was just simple Baloo finding the right spot to go down, and now it's a 3rd and 1 situation.
And that handoff is made once again to Baloo Scott, but nowhere to go as Rory comes in for Lincoln to make the stop for no gains, setting up 4th down.
Yeah, no gain there. That was just Rudy knowing where Baloo Scott was going. He just drops her at the line of scrimmage.
A little bit of a stalemate by both these teams' offenses, as both these teams has punted on consecutive drives now. Frankie Custard back to return this one from the 39-yard line, brings it out to about the 42, and that is where Lincoln will start their next drive. And how do you see this as we take a step back for a second, as both these teams come out on the field? We take a look at the score, and Madison over Lexington right now, 12-0, which is a surprising score, as Madison's looking to come away with their first win of the season. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as this game progresses. As this pass goes out to number 42, John McCool, out there in the flats. Slider goes out to McCool for a 3-yard gain, setting up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and Lexington is also in this 3-3 battle for a playoff position, and that would be surprising if Madison wins and one of these teams Lexington loses and the other team loses. That's the chance for Tacoma and Annapolis come up later.
As this handoff is made to Logan Lee. Logan Lee gets a good gain of 6 yards, setting up a 3rd and short. And this is a very important 3rd down, because they need to start getting points on the board if they want to have any chance of coming back in this ballgame.
Yeah, they need points on the board because in the first half, you had 14 unanswered points, 1 off a pick 6, and then 1 on a touchdown on the offensive side for Albuquerque.
And this ball is handed off to Logan Lee, a couple of spin moves, but he's going to get a gain of about 5 yards on the play. That's going to be enough for a 1st down for Lincoln.
Yeah, that's a really much needed 1st down as you're trying to get on the board here. Logan Lee goes to the side where his blockers were, and he gets that 1st down.
With approaching 1 minute left here in this 3rd quarter, Lincoln finds themselves in Albuquerque territory at the 44-yard line. 3 out to the left for Lincoln. The Slider's under center with the Lee behind him. Back to throw, Slider, and gets the ball out to his receiver, number 17, Lottie Liu, for a gain of 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, good gain of 3 yards there, and that's looked like to be a perfect slant play there by Lincoln. Now they're trickling down the field.
2nd and 7 from the 41-yard line. Slider back to throw. Plenty of time. Tries to find a man over the middle looking for Brian Murphy, but that's going to be batted away and incomplete, as that is Julian Rasmus on the coverage with the pass deflection.
linebacker versus the tight end, and the linebacker won the battle there by knocking the ball down, and that's a good battle there. You know, when you know who that the tight end was going to get the ball there, you put your linebacker out there to bat away a ball like that.
Third and 7. We saw them convert on a 3rd and 1 a few plays ago, but now a little bit more difficult of a 3rd and 7 play from the 41-yard line. Three off to the left again with Lee behind him. Slider back to throw, runs out of time and is sacked at the 45-yard line. And that's going to be Neil Rivers in on the sack. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, that was just Kenny Slater not having a clock in his head of knowing when to throw the ball, and just Neil Rivers there just knocks him down for the sack.
That'll close out this 3rd quarter of play here in Lincoln, Nebraska, with Lincoln finding themselves trailing in this one 17-0 to Albuquerque Adams. You're watching the SFL Minor League here on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we welcome you back as Lincoln set to punt here on 4th and 11. Trying to pin Albuquerque deep. Ed Williams to return from the 12. Brings it up to about the 16-yard line. And that is where Albuquerque will start their next possession. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life. Inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Hand the ball off to Baloo Scott, and she'll get a 1-yard gain on the play before she's tackled by number 24. That is Luke Swift.
Yeah, Luke Swift coming in there on bringing in a lot. You know, you're bringing all those safeties and all the safety there to stop Baloo there, and now we have a penalty here.
Yeah, I believe somebody jumped off sides, but that's going to be a free 5 yards. That tackle for loss is not going to count, as that's going to go 5 yards forward. We'll have to see who jumped.
Neutral zone infraction, number 99, defense.
99 for Lincoln. That's Kratos Maximus. Not staying disciplined along that defensive front costs his defense 5 yards to the negative.
Yeah, that and a penalty if that costs 5 yards for Lincoln this time. And remember that punt? And they had Albuquerque had a 5-yard penalty on a punt.
So that penalty sets up a 2nd and 4 from the 22-yard line for Albuquerque. Back to throw is Travis Blanton, wide open in the flats to Baloo Scott. And Baloo Scott's going to have an easy 1st down as she goes out of... I'm sorry, that's going to be the fullback. Excuse me on that one. Chuck Steller on that reception, as that is Rick Evans on the stop on the sidelines.
Yeah, Albuquerque decides to go to the screen pass this time to the fullback and Steller. Now they get another 1st down of that after getting a 5-yard penalty before that play even happened.
In the gun this time is Blanton. Plenty of room in the pocket. And it gets that one completed for another 1st down. Starting to find a rhythm is Bland as he finds T.T. Crystal over the middle for a great 1st down all the way up to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, T.T. Crystal there looked like to be on a slant pattern, and Bland was making sure he completed the slant pattern before he threw it, and T.T. Crystal caught it there, and now it's another 1st down for Albuquerque.
From their own 44-yard line, 1st and 10, approaching just over 9 minutes left in this ball game, trying to ice this one away. 4 wide, back in the gun is Blanton with Baloo Scott to his right. Back to throw is Blanton. Over the middle, that's completed for a gain of 8 yards on the play for setting up a 2nd and 2, completion made to Honest Adobe.
Yeah, Albuquerque's been losing a lot of slant plays here in this drive, and now they throw one to Adobe, so now they have a 2nd and 3 here.
I formation this time. Hands the ball off to Blue Scott, trying to find room off to the left. And nowhere to go. He actually loses a yard on that play. And Sabo Cannon gets to TFL, setting up a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, Sobo Canning getting in the lane where just Blue Scott was going. He throws her down for a 3-yard loss.
3rd and 3. Lincoln needing a stop here on 3rd down in the worst way to keep their hopes alive in this one. From the 49-yard line, hands the ball off to Blue Scott, right up the middle. Great gain, all the way up to the 37-yard line. No one could bring her down till she got all the way up to the 37, just following her blockers for a great gain. And that really hurts Lincoln's chances, as that just moves the chains and keeps the clock moving.
Yeah, Lincoln trying to stop her. They couldn't stop her, and she moves the chains for Albuquerque. Now they have Albuquerque has a chance to go up big time here in this game.
Under center is Blanton, high formation, hands the ball off to Blue Scott, looking to bleed a little clock some more, as she gets a gain of 2 yards on the play from the 35-yard line, as she's starting to feel some kind of way, as Citrion comes in for the tackle.
Yeah, this is just now Albuquerque trying to milk the clock and make sure that Lincoln has no time left to come back in this game.
This time, Blanton back to throw. Over the middle, tipped up in the air, and the receiver comes over and catches it. Honus Adobe had enough presence of mind to come over, realize that ball was in the air, and help his quarterback out and snag it to set up a 3rd and 2 for that play.
Yeah, tip drill going the other way. This time it goes to Adobe, and now they have a 3rd. Albuquerque has a chance to get another 1st down.
Gets the ball off to Blue Scott. Blue Scott squeezes through the line and gets the 2 yards she needs to move the chains, and that's going to be a 1st down.
Yeah, 1st down, another 1st down, and Albuquerque now is milking the clock down to 6:30. Below that, and Lincoln is trying to get a comeback, but they are running out of time here with Albuquerque having the ball.
I see you, Albert, begin. Nate knows about tip drills. I do them all the time in Lone Star. As Charles Blanton is back in the pocket, and he goes down, nowhere to go. It's number 97 for Lincoln. It gets in there for the sack. That is Eric Gaylor, making Blanton's life a nightmare. Bring him down for a sack.
Yeah, that was just Gaylor there, getting off his blocker and getting Charles Blanton for the sack.
2nd and 19 now. After that 9-yard sack, back in the pocket is Blanton. Throws it out to the flats to Blue Scott. Nowhere to go. Another loss of 1 yard before the defense can catch up to her for a 1-yard tackle for loss.
Yeah, now Albuquerque's in a bind here on a 3rd and 20. Even though they're milking the clock, this is an important stop for Lincoln here.
3rd and 20 from the 37-yard line. Back in the gun is Charles Blanton. Deep over the middle, tipped up in the air and incomplete. Number 94. I believe he may have been in to cause that one to fall incomplete. That is Citrion, as inside linebacker dropped into coverage to make that one fall incomplete.
Yeah, that was just coverage, perfect call there by the Lincoln defense there, and keeping Albuquerque from going into field goal range.
We've seen stranger things happen in the SFL, but something needs to happen quick for this Lincoln squad, as this punt is away and returned up to about the 16-yard line for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes, as Kenny Slider comes out to try to start this next drive for his offense. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for links to apparel from Sector 6 and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions, plus features from our content team, including Swamp Talk, Power Rankings, and many more feature series. All the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class, of SFL talent and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL, as this play goes all the way out to the 28-yard line as Slider finds Brian Murphy. I believe that may be the first time today we've called Murphy's name.
Yeah, the first time he's caught a ball here tonight in this game. We've caught, we've called his name for incomplete passes. Now he catches one here.
Back in the gun is Slider. Back to throw. Over the middle. Caught for a gain of 5 yards. And the Rattlesnakes will go hurry up with less than 5 minutes to go. 4.5 to be exact. 33-yard line. Back to throw is Slider. Deep. Over the middle. And I thought he was wide open, but that's going to be knocked away by Fletcher and incomplete.
Yeah, Fletcher was there reading Slider's eyes to just block that ball down. Because Don Fletcher knew he was looking for that spot in the defense, and now the Rattlesnakes have a 3rd and 5, and a very important 3rd and 5 here.
Looked like that might have been Lou deep over the middle that Slider was looking for on that last play, and had he caught that, he would have been gone, because he did get behind the defense. However, 3rd and 5 coming up. Slider back to throw. Out to the flat. Logan Lee, spin move. And that's going to be just enough for the first down at 38-yard line. Now they go hurry up once again. Just over 4 minutes left. Slider getting his team back out to the line. Back to throw once again. Over the middle. And that's going to be to no one, as he was looking for Lou, but just couldn't get it to him, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, just didn't get the reach of where Lou was, and Kenny Slider just misses him completely there. And so now he has a second chance here on 2nd and 10 to maybe throw that ball to him once again.
2nd and 10 from the 38-yard line. 4:06 left in the game. Slider barking out orders. Awaiting the snap. Back to throw is Slider. Out to the flats. And a loss of a yard on that play. Looks like one of the Adams defenders tried to undercut that and might have thrown off the timing by McCool out there in the flats and caused them to go out of bounds prematurely.
Yeah, that was just Albuquerque trying to undercut there where McCool was going, and McCool was sent out of bounds there.
3rd and 11. If Lincoln wants to continue this drive, they need this first down. 3rd and 11 from the 37-yard line. Back to throw. Slider over the middle. And looking for Lottie Lou once again, but couldn't find him. That is Jack Snook on the coverage. Tipped away and incomplete. That brings up 4th down.
Yeah, that was just Albuquerque knowing where Lottie Lou was and reading Kenny Slider's eyes at the same time. So now it's a 4th down and 11 here, and they're going for it.
They are going to go for it here on 4th down. 4th and 11 from the 37-yard line. 3 wide. 4 Slider. Back to throw. They're going to go to the flats. And they had to look downfield if they wanted that first down. But instead, he looked to the flats, Logan Lee. And that's going to be a turnover on downs as the Adams get the stop on defense for only 1 yard gain.
Yeah, that was just wrong play there. Wrong play decision there by Kenny Slider. Throwing it to his check down receiver instead of throwing it down all the way down the field to maybe Lottie Lou or one of his other wide receivers.
As the Adams take over on downs at the 38-yard line of Lincoln. Lincoln in dire straits right now to try to come back in this game with 3:50 left in this one. Hand the ball off to Baloo Scott. Baloo Scott having a decent day still. 3.4 average per carry. Gains 2 there as Custer comes in on the stop.
Yeah, Custer there coming in on the stop there on and Albuquerque's trying to milk this clock down as you know, simple running plays will milk a clock down here and get you wins.
2nd and 8 from the 36-yard line. Hands the ball off to Blue Scott once again. Has a little bit of opening on that right-hand side and gets a gain of about 4 yards on the play before she's tackled, setting up a 3rd and 4 from about the 32-yard line on this next play.
Yeah, that's what Albuquerque wants. Hand off the ball to Blue Scott and milk that clock down because you have the 2-minute warning and 3 timeouts in your pocket, so it's pretty much milk this clock here.
Heavy formation behind Charles Blanton. Probably just going to hand this one off to Blue Scott once again. They will. Blue Scott finds an opening on that left side. Thought about going right at first, but then cut it back left because they had an opening over there. Saw the blockers steal that side and gets a good gain of yardage to get a first down. And this will bleed the clock all the way down to the 2-minute warning and setting up a first down for their offense.
Yeah, this is what Albuquerque wants. They're in the lead. They don't have to throw the ball right now. They can just run Blue Scott every down they want to and just run out the clock.
As these last few seconds tick down on this side of the 2-minute warning, Blue Scott having herself a day, helping her team out on the ground tonight. And that does it for the 2-minute warning as Albuquerque Adams find themselves ahead in this ball game 17-0, looking to close this one out as we approach the 2-minute warning. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Nate Hall, your play-by-play with Justin Reside as analyst. Welcome back to Lincoln, Nebraska. 2 minutes left in this one. Hands the ball off to Blue Scott. Does Charles Blanton. Gets a gain of about 3 on the play as Lincoln calls their first timeout.
Yeah, Blue Scott, Albuquerque was looking to run the clock out, but Lincoln uses their first of 3 timeouts that they have and want to make sure they have plenty of time to try to, take a chance here and get a score and get rid of that big hole that they still have.
2nd and 7 from the 21-yard line. Heavy formation behind Blanton. Hands the ball off once again to Blue Scott. And Scott gains, that's no gain this time on that. They brought in their backup, it looks like. The backup, John Perry, on that handoff. And no gain on that one to set up a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, maybe Blue Scott's getting tired or they're putting in the backups to save energy for next week's season finale.
This time, the handoff again to John Perry, trying to find an opening. Gains about 4 yards on the play, but it will bring up a 4th and 3, and we'll see Mickey Melillo one more time to try to tack on the 3-pointer to extend the lead out to 20-0 after just a solid game from this Albuquerque squad.
Yeah, solid running here to milk down the clock to at least 150. Maybe it'll go down to 140, 145 when Lincoln gets the next kickoff.
Melillo on to attempt about a 34-yard field goal. Snap spot, kick is up, and about as automatic as you can get as Mickey Melillo as that splits the upright and good from 34 yards out to extend this lead to 20-0 as Albuquerque still a 3-score lead, but still with 0 timeouts left. Lincoln to take a miracle to come back in this one, I believe.
Yeah, a miracle or an Albuquerque forced timeout on the defensive side. That's all Lincoln needs. They need a break and they need to get rid of this big hole now.
Kick is away for Lincoln, returned by Custer at about the 2, brings it out to the 25-yard line, and Slider will have one more chance to lead his offense out on the field. Keeping an eye on that Madison-Lexington game going on at the same time as this one. 19-0 now in the 3rd quarter in that one. Madison extending their lead from their earlier score of 12-0. Lexington, another one of those 3-3 game teams, as we stated earlier. So definitely on the wrong end of that one. As Slider finds Logan Lee out in the flats, gets completed for a 12-yard gain, and goes hurry up. And they will need to for the rest of this game if they stay inbound. Slider back to throw. Over the middle. Tipped up in the air and incomplete. Dante Graham back on the coverage, trying to find Tabor Jr.
Yeah, that was just perfect colors there by Grimm there, and also by Diamond Gray there as well. As even though they both tipped the ball there, first Gray and then Dante Grimm, it just Trevor Jr. couldn't hang on to it.
2nd and 10 coming up for Lincoln from the 38-yard line. Lottie Lou does have 66 yards today, but still not enough to help put points on the board for this Lincoln offense. Back in the gun is Slider. Back to throw. Plenty of time. Over the middle. Bounce up in the air. Lottie Lou got behind the defense, but defensive back, number 35 for the Adams. That is your back. Maybe I got the wrong number. Maybe that was... I couldn't catch the right number, maybe. But nonetheless, it was bet up in the air and incomplete.
Yeah, that was just, again, Albuquerque calling the right defense here. As Lincoln is trying to go into hurry up, but then Albuquerque blocks the ball and stops the clock.
Over the middle once again. This time he finds Lou all the way down to the 45-yard line, getting a first down. But the clock's still rolling with 1:05 left. 45-yard line for Slider. This time out in the flats. Oh, and what a diving attempt made by that defender as he looked for McCool out there in the flats and just couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, looked like either one of the backups for Albuquerque just couldn't get their hands on it when, as McCool was trying to grab the ball at the same time, and now we're at the 2nd and 10.
Three off to the left for Slider. Back to throw. Completed. I believe that was Lou once again for the completion for a 7-yard gain. Hurry up once again with 50 seconds left. 3rd and 3. Back to throw. There is a flag on the field. We'll have to see what this is about, but it is completed for a first down as he finds Lou once again for the first down.
It could be I'm thinking a face mask or either roughing the passer.
Holding, number 28, defense. The penalty.
Yeah, it is defensive holding by by Albuquerque. So I believe, was that declined? I believe it was declined. It'll set up a first down, however, for Lincoln.
Yeah, if that was that was just bad holding call there. Justin Lungy, even though it was declined there, that was just not a good idea there. You're out of the 5 yards. I don't know why you would hold when you're in a 5-yard situation on the wide receiver.
From the 33-yard line. And it just led to the receiver too far out of bounds as he found Logan Lee out there along the sidelines, but just no room out there, and it's going to be a loss of the yard.
Yeah, no room for Logan Lee to go. He just catches the ball and loses a yard as he falls out of bounds.
2nd and 10 from the Adams 32-yard line.
42 seconds left in this one. 33-yard line for Slider. Throws it out in the flats once again to McCool. McCool nowhere to go. 3rd and 13. Has to go hurry up once again. Clock running down to 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left and counting. 3rd and 13 from the 35. Gotta snap it. Back to throw. Slider deep over the left side. And that is going to be incomplete. Tabor Jr. got hit right when he tried to catch that ball. And that defender timed it perfectly to make that one fall incomplete. 4th down.
Yeah, great defense there. Yeah, as Trevor Jr. was trying to grab it, he just got hit at the same time. So now it's a desperation call for Lincoln here as they go for it on 4th and 13.
That was Saunders back there on the coverage with the hit right when the ball got there. 4th and 13. One more shot here for Slider to try to get his first down or try to get a score. Back to throw his Slider over to the left-hand side. Completed. First down. That is going to be down to the 16-yard line. Completed to McCullough Foster. And they will get the first down to try to get at least a score on the board to avoid a shutout as Dante Graham came in on the tackle.
Yeah, that was perfect call there for Foster there to go out of bounds and at least save some clock so Lincoln can try to score here.
After the struggle kind of game that Kenny Slider had today, just love to see him at least get a touchdown pass before this game winds out. Back to throw. His slider danced around the pocket a little bit over the middle. Tipped away and incomplete, as that is Holland in on the pass deflection.
Yeah, Holland there just in the end zone. Knew to jump right there. Timing, perfect job reading Kenny Slider's eyes and just knocking the ball down.
2nd and 10, 9 seconds to go left in this ball game. From the 16-yard line, Slider in the gun. 3 wide. Slider back to throw, plenty of room, but it's going to be tipped away and incomplete, and it brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, that was just Kenny Slider being rushed in the pocket to throw before he wanted to, and that was just defensively good job there by the Albuquerque defense there, as there's only 5 seconds left.
5 seconds left, 3rd and 10 from the 16-yard line. I believe this is the same formation as last time. 3 wide, Slider in the gun. Slider taking his time. Slider back to throw, off to the left, finds Logan Lee, but Logan Lee doesn't get the first down and doesn't get the score, and that's how this game will end, with the score Albuquerque Adams 20 and the Lincoln Rattlesnakes 0. And for Lincoln, just not the game they wanted to have coming out today. Just couldn't get anything going offensively. Kenny Slider in the first half throwing a few interceptions, one of those being a pick 6. And then on the other side, Albuquerque Adams, Blanton had a really good game. He threw for a touchdown to Ed Williams. Baloo Scott had a good game on the ground herself. Believe it was about 3.5 yards per carry for her. Just an all-around good game by this, brought out by Josh Williams and this Albuquerque Adams squad. Albuquerque Adams find themselves now at 4-3, set themselves up in the driver's seat as we approach the last week of the regular season next week. Lincoln Rattlesnakes, they've got some work to do, but they are not completely out of it yet, as we take a look at the player of the game, Dante Grimm. Dante Grimm with that pick 6 earlier in this game with 2 interceptions, pick 6, 10 tackles. Congrats to him. For Nate Hall, your play-by-play, and Justin Reside as color analyst, you've been watching a presentation of the SFL Minor League from Lincoln, Nebraska. Enjoy the rest of your night of SFL Week 7 action. Have a great night, and thanks for watching.